Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn the Traveling Trainer with GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, about to welcome back another wonderful guest who's also here in Atlanta, Georgia, Ms. Abbey Griffith of Clarity Fitness. Now before Abbey returns to today's show, I'd like to ask everyone out there if you please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. Now, the last time we saw Abbey on GoTarryn TV, we got to have a little session of where we got to know her and learn about her fitness philosophy and what she's doing specifically in Decatur, Georgia. And today I get to talk to her about Clarity Fitness, the studio itself, and get more details and specifically into the launch date and, of course, what it's going to look like, what it's going to entail. And she's going to give us some updates on some of the progress that it's making and some of the things that they're doing as we speak before we get to the opening of the studio, which is right around the corner. It's going to be coming very soon. So we're going to jam-pack that all today's show with Abbey Griffith right here, and she's going to tell us about Clarity Fitness momentarily. So make sure you stay tuned, and when we return, we'll check that out. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, and as you can see side by side, we're welcoming also from here in Atlanta, Georgia, once again, Ms. Abbey Griffith of Clarity Fitness. Abbey, how are you doing out there today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very good, thank you, and thanks again for being able to come back on here. We chatted a couple months ago, and we got to get to know you a little bit, telling us about your workout philosophy, what brought you into fitness, the personal eating disorder testimonial that you gave, and how you got into working out, and some of your background, and all that good stuff. So I know that the last we talked was that Clarity Fitness was going to be opening sometime in the fall. And Here we are in the fall, so I guess I'll let you take it away a little bit and maybe tell folks, if they didn't watch the first time you and I, maybe telling them a little bit about, in summary, what is Clarity Fitness, where is it, who's it servicing, and then maybe we can go from there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, hi everybody. Clarity Fitness is the gym that I'm creating. It is a personal training, group exercise, gym membership kind of gym. So you really can get whatever out of it you're looking for in a fitness studio. Mm-hmm. It's also a new approach because it's body positive. So it is the first full service, fully body positive, scale free, tracking free gym that I know of, and definitely the first to Georgia. So it is going to be 7,000 square feet in downtown Decatur, right on the main square. And it really emerged, like Taryn said, from my experience with an eating disorder and really wanting to understand what a healthy, happy relationship with exercise and movement was. So it came about and found new ways to make it fun and fulfilling, and it is currently under construction, and it is fall, but it's not opening until January now. So construction is a plot twist in itself, but we're getting that going, and we're doing the interview process right now for trainers and managers and sales force, front desk, all of the incredible people that are going to help make it go, and getting things ready to start January 6th.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, I think for launching, New Year's, as you know, Abbey, is the prime time for people, New Year's resolutions, joining new gyms, looking for places to go. So that actually might work to your benefit with being able to hold off and do it that way. So good thinking with foresight there. That's excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's excellent. And you'd mentioned about bringing on some staff and team. And I guess, what does that look like, if you could give us a picture of how many full-time, part-time, what positions, and what will some of the roles of those people be, particularly with the day-to-day operations?
Definitely. So we have managers that are going to be there 24/7, or at least for as long as the gym is open throughout the day.
Okay.
And they're going to be a huge, huge support system for getting the gym going in its day-to-day. I'm going to be basically fulfilling one of those roles just to start, but I'm definitely wanting it to be created in a way where it can run without me being there, because I'd love to have multiple locations throughout the Atlanta area someday. So we're gearing that around having the managers bring in personal training clients, helping with an initial assessment, helping with tours, helping sign people up, and just really being super hands-on, building that community, being focused on getting to know the members, and really creating that atmosphere of self-love and community and having fun with the fitness. Mm-hmm. And then in the personal training group, we have about 5 trainers that we're going to bring on to start, and we're going to have them super trained up in terms of how to work with people that have struggled with eating disorders, how to pose any kind of questions around body image or around their goals that really don't insinuate that there is something that needs fixing or changing. A lot of times gym goals are set up, how much weight do you want to lose? How fast? Give me a deadline. And that's totally not what we're about. So we're going to switch the script on that and really help create that body positive experience from the jump. And then they're obviously training throughout the day. However many chunks of time they can fill is great on our end. And then we have the front desk staff that's really doing admin work, really doing sales calls, helping greet the people, helping sign up personal training sessions, all of the coordinating on that back end that they're going to be a huge integral part of. And then we have group exercise instructors that might flow in from personal training and or management, and they're going to make super fun classes and make sure that it's good energy, positive space, fun for everybody, and a huge wide range of classes too. We want to have everything from hip hop cardio to a stretching based class to more boot camp circuit style, even TRX kind of angle, just offering different things that are hard to find in one studio at the quality that we're going to be offering.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Abby. And I think that last time we talked about group exercise classes, in particular, that in the Atlanta area, it looks like a lot of the group type of business model classes like F45, CrossFit, Orange Theory, those seem to be a growing trend right now, wouldn't you say, in terms of, do you run into that?
Definitely. And I think they're great, and I think that they really have built a community, but I also feel like people are looking for a general gym home, and a lot of those gyms have started to either segue into more of a niche focus or haven't made it in the business model, unfortunately. So we're hoping to approach the general gym space with a completely different light, a completely different approach. And we've gotten some great feedback, some great market research. So we're hoping that this is what the people are looking for.
Yeah, and I said this last time too. I think the Decatur area is a pretty strong location. Is that still the same location too that we were talking about in terms of because I'm not familiar too much with downtown, but I know the way you were describing it, it looked like there was a lot of traffic flow, and it was right there in the heart, so to speak, of that kind of square, that area there, right?
Definitely, yeah. It's a really great community, a lot of foot traffic, a lot of visibility in my spot particularly because we have so many windows. So it's like 80% windows on that perimeter, so that'll be really cool.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, and it's right in that square, all the businesses, all the restaurants, all the apartments and hotels. So a lot of people over in that area.
Yeah, that's great. I know it's probably premature, but have you been able to go out there and kind of talk and network with any of the business local owners over there at all?
A little bit. I'm in the Decatur Business Association, so I've been involved with that. And then there are some really strong mental health communities over there, from eating disorder specific to more focused on general wellness and general mental health. So we have rolled out in our marketing plan that 2 months before we're going to open our doors, so that clocks us in around November 6th, we're going to be doing more business-to-business networking and really start to develop the connections that we have with the community, because learned that Decatur is so community-oriented, so business-to-business driven, that having those connections and those friendships and those business relationships is really going to be helpful for everybody, sending people in both directions and just making sure that when customers come in that are new to the Decatur area or don't necessarily work or live over there, we have other places that we can connect them with and send them in their direction and vice versa. So that'll be super fun.
Yeah, I mean, I like it that you're able to offer so many different options for everybody, pretty much, like you said, in the community. And, we talked about memberships last time, but the one big emphasis that I think you really have as an asset in your favor, and a huge advantage, by the way, over any competitors, is that one thing that's lacking from the studios that I'd mentioned previously, not to pick on any of them, but education and particularly the academic background that you have, especially with a nationally accredited certification as you have with NASM, I think that's huge. And with these other ones that are kind of out there, you really don't see an emphasis on education, in particular, like what you're talking about with the eating disorders and focusing on the psychological aspects of people's problems and challenges. So I really think that there's a huge niche there that your fitness studio will be able to service over your competitors, because I don't see it. I mean, personally, I know a lot of those gyms, and I know a lot of people that work in them, but they really don't emphasize that part. Like you said, what I notice is that it's more cookie cutter. Get in here, like you mentioned, lose weight. Give us your credit card. But with you, it sounds like it's a little different from what I gather. It sounds more of, like you mentioned, the word community. That's important. It sounds like you're going to have a more intimate relationship with your customers, I'm assuming.
Yeah, thank you. We're really focused on trying to offer at least twice a month workshops on the weekends or maybe in some evenings. So for February alone, for example, that's Love Your Body Month nationally. So we've brought in some really, really great eating disorder aware communities. We have The Body Positive, the nonprofit, is coming in to speak and give a workshop. So we have Eating Disorder Information Network. It's called Eden, and I'm on the board for that. So they're going to help out. Yeah, they're great. They've been super awesome. So I'm the face of fitness on the board for them, and they've been incredible and really supportive of the gym. Really excited to see it come about. So they're going to be doing some stuff, and we're just going to bring in as many really cool events as we can and really get some conversations going in specifically February, and then keeping that flowing into the rest of the year.
That's wonderful, Abby. I can't recall, but I think Eden might be still having some of those Dancing with the Stars kind of events too sometimes. I'm assuming you guys would hook up with them too with those events.
Yeah. We'll definitely. We sponsored a table last year, so we'll be doing that again this. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So you must. I know we know Christy Wiegert. She's the one that put us in connection with each other. Do you know Judson George? Does that name sound familiar? Okay. I train with his parents, so that's why I know there's a connection there as well too.
Great. I'm coffee with him on Thursday.
Please tell him I said hello. Yeah. Good people. I like that family. They're really nice. That's excellent, Abby. And then getting back to the your staffing module, you went into great detail with the group exercise plan, and it sounds like solid there, really good quality. To the personal trainers that'll be on your staff, what prerequisites and requirements do you foresee in terms of bringing on your A-plus team? Like, what's going to really weed out and kind of filter to what kind of team that you're envisioning to adding to Clarity?
Definitely. So we're actually in that interview process right now. We had interviews last week and this week. And for that group, we're really obviously looking for some kind of national certification. So it doesn't necessarily need to be NASM, but something of that caliber, ACSM,
right.
The main top ones.
There's only a dozen. I think it's a real short list. That's good that you're doing that. I like that. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, it definitely is. And I think that it's fallen kind of on the wayside of people not necessarily taking those seriously. And I completely believe that you can have an incredible amount of knowledge and not be accredited. That doesn't mean that we should just ignore credit altogether. So we're excited to make sure that we've brought them through that realm of teaching and coaching. And then obviously the body positive angle is huge. We're really wanting to have a community where people coming in have that passion and that drive for understanding that the number on the scale does not equal health, and you are not more valuable in a certain body shape and size than another, and just all being on the same page with that. While some people don't necessarily have the level of understanding but are passionate about it, that's totally fine, because again, we're still doing that onboarding, and we want to open that conversation, and hopefully in teaching them about Clarity's philosophy, even help them with their own body image, their own food, their own fitness relationships. So that's been really cool to see. Obviously, if they have experience in college with understanding exercise science or any kind of physical therapy related field, that's always a plus. And then just really having that approachability and that customer service and that ability to be able to connect with people on a deeper level. We can't do the mindset work that we want to do if people don't feel comfortable talking to our trainers and people don't feel like they have that connection. So those are our big top lookout things.
No, that makes total sense, Abby. You know, that things like what you were just saying in the latter part are almost untrainable almost. You know, you meet people who either have a really good positive attitude or they don't, or they're enthusiastic, or but I think that when you meet the passionate trainers who obviously have invested in something like a nationally accredited certification, that probably goes without saying. But I'm really happy you said that, because what I see more so than anything, I'm not trying to pick on the other fitness studios I just mentioned, but it's very rare, few and far between, that you'll see on their prerequisites that they look for people with that nationally accredited certification. So for the people who are listening to us that don't understand that, to me, the way I equate that to my students when I'm teaching at Georgia State is, and I just pretty much put it like this, like if you go to your doctor and they say, I'm a pretty good doctor, I didn't go to med school, but I'm really good, I've watched a lot of doctor shows, so I know what I'm doing. It's the same thing, like in my opinion, with trainers. Like you said, they could be great. I'm sure there are wonderful trainers who don't have that national accredited certification, but that's a big, huge distinction in my book. And again, with you filtering people out like that, that's only going to put you up here way above all the others. And I'll give you an example. In my opinion, Concourse Athletic Club, they're a huge, big commercial fitness center, and they service a lot of corporate companies, and they're out there in the Sandy Springs area and the King and Queen building. And the first thing they look at is that nationally accredited certification. That's why I use them, for example, that they're much better than an LA Fitness, or, we don't even want to talk about LA Fitness trainers, but you kind of know what I mean. Like, you get this, but the people listening might not understand that clear distinction. So I think that's going to put you up here as a much, much more valuable place to go to, because people don't appreciate that until they know when they're working with a nationally accredited trainer, for sure.
Thank you.
No, I commend you for that. Thank you for doing that. That's wonderful. That's awesome. And in terms of, you had mentioned this too for programs. We talked about this last time, and you just delved into it a little bit, also talking about workshops. And I think that's great. But I really think there's a huge opportunity for the what we call sports psychology, performance psychology, meaning intrinsic motivation, how to change behavior. That's something that, again, that's an opportunity I don't see a lot of fitness centers focusing on. So it sounds like you're going to have a great emphasis on not only attacking the physical component, but also the mind component as well, right?
Definitely, yeah. Our slogan is changing fitness one mind at a time.
Exactly.
So hoping that we can really make that impact there.
That's huge. I mean, that's a total package you're offering to help people's physical shape, but also their mental health, which I can't say enough. That's a big, big opportunity, as we know, because something like group exercise, boot camp, personal training, if they're not going to have the psychology of understanding why they're doing it, what's going to motivate them, it's just not going to happen. So I think also that's how you keep your long-term residual reoccurring clients as well. They're going to keep coming to you. That's exciting. And then, okay, January is the date. We're looking at it now. So that's still right around the corner. I mean, literally, that's going to be here before we know it. So what does the short term, in the less than, 2 months we have, I know you got to be going around crazy right now and imagining there's probably not enough time. What does that look like for you with your schedule and, being able, what do you have to get done here in the short term to get that ready?
The schedule has been
Yeah.
crazy for sure, but it really, honestly, looking back at it, has been a blessing to have a bit more of a delay than we expected. At first, we were saying August, then we got a little more vague
Sure.
and said fall,
Hmm.
and now we're saying now this date's locked in for sure, but we were, well, as sure as we can be with construction, but we've really gotten that solidified more so than other prospective dates had been, and it's really helped us figure out all of the details. So we have processes in place. We have all of our documentation ready. We have mind body set up. We have the plan for how we're going to onboard everyone in place. So we really have done a lot of the logistical work. And now it's more of the content, more of the actual taking action on that plan. So with the immediate future, we're going to be tabling in the base area, lobby area of the building that our studio is going to be in. So the One West Court Square building. It's like a 7-story business building, and we'll be bringing in appointments there to do pre-sale memberships and hopefully really make an impact on that business building's community in terms of fitness. And so really bringing them in. We're doing our business to business connections like we talked about. We're going to bring out some blue cupcakes to people and start a conversation, get them some discount codes. It's going to be fun. And then the just networking in general, trying to show up at as many events, do as much speaking as possible, and getting in place the trainers and the managers. Managers are coming on actually in the end of November, so super soon. And they're going to be helping us bring up the trainers to the level of training in terms of that body positivity that we're looking for. And then we're going to have the trainers come in and really build that community even tighter so that we're all one solid unit before we get started. I have been really, really slowing down on my in-person and online clients just to focus in on the gym. So I'm getting them built into my January 6th start date, which has been great. And just really trying to be as involved with Eden, be as involved in the mental health community and the business community as possible, build some relationships there.
Awesome. That is great. And it sounds like you pretty much have a battle plan and a business model all set. So I'm sure you got to be excited as we keep moving forward into this. And you touched on this, Abby, too, a little bit last time we talked, and kind of to get more into detail here. When we first chatted, you had talked about your vision of the gym being not mostly machine-centric, but rather more functional, fitness, more free weight focused. And for the benefit of those who don't understand what that means, what does that entail in terms of what they'll expect when they come to Clarity? And you gave us the virtual 3D tour, but what is the difference between, which I, by the way, agree that functional fitness is the way to go. That's much better. Why is that, and what does that look like for people who aren't familiar?
Definitely. So for people who aren't familiar, machines are basically what lines the facilities of major LA Fitnesses, Planet Fitnesses. It's the machines, for lack of a better word, that are moving in one plane of motion. So things like leg press, things like leg extensions, things like our chest press machine, all of the rigged up machines that are connected to the rest of that piece of metal, as opposed to barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, balls, just different things that you can play with and throw around and move in as many possible planes of motion as you can. And with our gym, we have the cardio equipment is arguably a machine, but that is more of a functionality for helping people get some extra movement in the gym instead of having to go outside kind of angle. But then we have our squat racks, so barbells and plates, and that's where you can do your bench press, that's where you can do squats, deadlifts, all that good stuff. Then we have our whole wall filled with dumbbells, and we have BOSU balls and medicine balls and TRX. We do have a cable station unit, multi-station cable unit, so we have all types of different things going on there, but that's, again, less so machine and more so with that cable, which is kind of crossing that realm, but not as much as a lot of those more common machines in the gym. And the benefit of that, like we've touched on a little bit, is really being able to take what you're doing in the gym and apply that to your day-to-day.
Right.
If you drop something on the floor and you pick it up, you're not going to be braced by these metal bars and stuck into some machine situation. You're just bending over and grabbing something and standing up. So that's where Taryn and I are coming from for people who might not know about understanding that if we can train you up to feel like you are as strong and as functional and as able to do your day-to-day as physically possible, that's a win in a trainer's book, as opposed to just helping you lift more but not letting that apply to other things going on in your life.
Oh, yeah, no question. And it's ironic that these big expensive machines are like thousands of dollars, whereas, the way to do it is, you save so much overhead with less pricey equipment. But I couldn't agree more, because I have a colleague, Travis Brown, with T-Max Fit. Now, he spends lots of money going out to these conferences out in the Midwest and West Coast, and he comes back, and that's one of the biggest things he talks about, is that the machines take away, like you said, you're only working one plane of movement usually, for the most part, whereas a lot of his clients, the way he does them is doing, like you just said, TRX, Bosu. He does lunges with a ball with a twist. Everything he does, he wants you to work in 2 or 3 planes, and as you mentioned, work in functionality types of movement exercises. So and he's one of the smartest guys I know when it comes to this kind of business. Definitely should hook you guys up to talk, and he should come out there and do some type of wellness program or seminar with you. Good guy, really wealth of knowledge. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking of when we were just talking right now. And then a few other things, Abbey, too. Again, I know that you've got a lot of gear on the website with the different types of shopping that people, everything's branded. It looks really nice, and people can join your mailing list. Yeah, I'm impressed. So I guess that brings me to, how can people get on your mailing list and check out some of the other great items over at Clarity Fitness?
Absolutely. Our website is clarityfitness.com. So super simple, super easy to remember. And we do have different merch on there. We've got our t-shirts right now. We have body positive shirts, You Are Enough shirts, Clarity Fitness shirts. So we have a whole swell of shirts and merch on there. We're going to keep leveling up on that too. So I'm sure we'll have more come maybe summer, once we can get our brain wrapped around more retail stuff. But yeah. We've got that. And then also on that website is a place where you can join the mailing list, and you can learn more about everything going on as the gym is opening. We are going to be having some events before the gym is officially open, so we would love to see everybody at those. And then my personal professional Instagram page is abbygriff.fit. So ABBEYGRIF.FIT, like fitness. And I have a lot of different Clarity Fitness information and behind the scenes stuff on there too. So that's another great way to stay in touch and watch the journey, as well as the Clarity Fitness Instagram is Clarity Decatur.
Okay, great. Very good, Abbey. And we'll get that on the screen when we fade to black here momentarily. But this is wonderful. I'm excited. Again, the 30 minutes flew by so quickly with you, as it did last time, I remember. And so thanks for being able to jam-pack all that in. This was a lot of excellent information about the studio. And as we get closer, let's definitely do another one of these before launching here in the next month or so. And that way you can give us an update and tell us how the events are going, and kind of just plug away in terms of as we get closer to that January 6th date. So that's exciting. January 6th, 2020. Excellent. Congratulations. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is fun. So again, Abbey, let's do this again when we get a chance. And again, this was a pleasure speaking with you, and best of luck. And let me know if there's anything I can do to help, or send some other people your way to kind of give some good ideas and things like that. I can certainly help with what not to do, because I made a lot of mistakes in my background. So if you ever know what not to do, let me know, because I can help you there.
My ears are always open. Just send info. I would love it.
Right. All right. Well, thank you, Abbey. And as we fade to black, here comes your contact info right now. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.